Yes, Carson Barnhart. He twisted his ankle, so he's going to be out this week. Looks like Ryan Hayes will be back.
Yeah, looks like I saw the same thing on
So
two
look,
four
I
seven
mean,
Sports.
now the good thing is, fortunately for Michigan, they're not going to need Barnhart for Hawaii, and probably won't need him for Connecticut as well. Actually, I know they won't. So there's time for these guys to heal their injuries and get back and into the swing of things for when the schedule really starts to pick up. But look, and the reason why that's important to bring up is that hey, that was week one, and we already have had a couple of injuries here. So I know some guys didn't even suit up, but Barnhart did suit up. He got hurt in that Colorado State game. So Des asked me, hey, what's the one thing you want to see out these cupcake games? I said the main thing is just health, keeping guys healthy, and Michigan's already down one guy, so definitely don't want to see that trend continue in terms of seeing one guy per week. I don't see any guys go down. So it looks like good. Hillgrain will be back, but still, we want the guys that have gotten hurt to heal up because at a certain point, we will need them for higher quality opponents.
Agreed. And I wanted to address Wesley Holbert's comment, and thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the comment. But does JJ allow Michigan to beat OSU, Georgia, and Alabama?
Not
It,
Georgia and Alabama, especially
I
Georgia,
was gonna
man.
say, and I would separate after the OSU. I think JJ
Guys, what
will have
I
you
told
to
Des this
beat OSU,
yesterday
but
morning. I
Georgia
don't
looked
want to touch
like
Georgia with a 10 foot
yikes.
pole. I want right. I'm keeping it real. I wouldn't want to touch Georgia with a 10 foot pole from what
Not
I saw
now.
Saturday.
Not
Not
now.
right now. Lord have
They
mercy.
look like they are on a mission, that they
Woo!
are just trying.
You
I
talk,
mean, they look like they're trying to hurt people. It's
yes,
scary out there. It's
yes,
scary. I mean,
yes,
as the Oregon Ducks, like,
yeah.
yo, they were trying. Like, I know people's mothers were upset watching that. Like, that was, man, that was something. That looks like a team that's just dialed in, ready to
Ed,
roll.
Ed, you can say Oregon was horrible. That's fine. But I guarantee you, Oregon is still a top 12, top 15 team. I'm pretty sure they are a top 12, top 15 team in the country. All right, they may not be 11, but they're okay. Fine, you want to go top 20, whatever. They still beat them. What was it, 49-3? And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even that close. Okay, it was like you don't beat high high ranked teams like
Like
that.
that, right?
Like
You
like
can beat
like
them,
it,
21-10. Like, that's one where you're like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, you won, but oh boy, not like that. 49-3, and
yeah,
like
man.
you said, it wasn't that close. That is unique,
That
and
it was
that's something
disgusting.
different.
It was
I
it
mean,
was
that Georgia team would probably come in second in the NFC North. Like, probably
oh
they
my
would be.
oh dude, the speed, the strength. Stetson Bennett looked had even more swag on Saturday. He was running,
Yeah,
he was making throws everywhere. I mean, my God. I mean, yeah, I don't want to touch Georgia with a 10 foot pole. Like, stay away from me. So
not now.
I want to omit that, Wesley, from that question because it's just I don't think it will matter. We can have
Yeah,
yeah,
remove. So I think Ohio State, yes, if you
yes.
play the way you've played, you should be
Bama,
good.
maybe. I still have to see more for Bama.
Yeah,
I still definitely think I put Bama. There's a gap, right? I think Ohio State, yes, but then you have Bama. You got to put a little gap here for Bama, and then
and then
definitely
Georgia
Georgia.
is they
So
have their own poll. Like,
yeah,
Georgia is the GA poll. They're
because the
number one
problem,
there,
because
and
there's,
then
bring up what you said, to me when I we talked about Georgia over the phone is that, dude, you brought up how Saban gets like essentially 10 first round picks every season
mhm.
and come into their program. It's just that, Wesley, to answer your question, the problem is that it goes way beyond the quarterback position when it comes to when you're matching up against a Georgia or an Alabama, because when you start breaking down position to position, they're so much more better than you are, and faster and quicker and stronger, that even if you have a difference maker at quarterback, it's hard, man. It's hard to keep up with that distance in other positions. And you saw how Oklahoma did with Baker Mayfield in the playoffs, before, so and I bring it up as a Heisman Trophy quarterback. in a playoff. Like just because you have that kind of caliber of a guy doesn't mean that you're ready to beat those bigger echelon teams. It takes a lot more than that. So definitely JJ can help them beat Ohio State, but I'm not ready to see those other two yet.
Yeah, and I think Bama's got plenty of work to do to show that they like. I think they had the benefit that they were the preseason number one, the first AP poll they were first. But right now, I think those teams played head to head. I don't really research and see what a spread would be on a neutral site, but Georgia's winning that game if they played in Atlanta today. Georgia's definitely winning that game. What'd you say?
Between Georgia and who?
Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I don't even think it's close, to be quite honest. And I'm an Alabama fan. Like that looked very different.
Do that. You especially coming out first game of the season too. Like, and you look like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was it was very, very impressive. Especially for a team that just won a national title. Because that tells me that you didn't come out, feeling like, hey, we're the defending national champions. That, like you said, Des, they look like they were on a mission, and that's dangerous, man. If you have high caliber talent and you're locked in too, I feel bad for anybody on their schedule. So, and I just do, man. So look, I'm not even gonna think about that.
Well, no need. We've got it's early September, right? We don't. That's not gonna happen until what? Maybe the New Year's Eve. When did the playoff dates get announced? It probably.
I'm not sure, dude. I think, and I know there are plenty of Ohio State fans here as well. Look, I think for both our teams, none of us, even though our teams are different, our strengths and weaknesses are different. None of us want to deal with Georgia today. Just saying, we don't.
Like I said, I'm an Alabama fan, and we
don't even want to deal with Georgia.
Not today. I'm like, man, I hope they slip up. Mess around, give us a loss. Oh man,
it's just look, you have teams like that every now and then. We're like, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, man. And so you just.
And yeah, it looks like both our CFP games are New Year's Eve. We've got
and I think Dave
4 and 8.
Right, and Dave has a good approach here. Next game is the only one he can win. Right, and it's the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the approach that Michigan has to have.